Welcome back to the final part of our Payback predictions. This is, of course, the main event of the night. Of course, it's going to be the main event of the pay-per-view, unless something's fucked up. But the WWE World Heavyweight Championship Fatal 4-Way match, Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose versus Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton, and another stipulation to it is that if Seth Rollins does not retain the title, Kane is fired from the Authority. So that should prove right there that either Rollins is not going to retain the title and they're going to do something with Kane, or that this is just a means to keep the title on Rollins.
Is that an official stipulation?
Yep.
Is that like written on .com's description of the match?
I'm pretty sure it is. Double check.
I think so.
Triple H, it was potential consequences.
Yeah, it seemed like it was just a passing thing he said to him on Raw, like, to make sure he's on the team. I don't think that's like an actual thing.
Let me double check just to be sure, but I think that they might have said something about that, either like in one of the articles or they said it on there entirely. It does say
it was in the same article where one of the bushwhackers died.
On the on the homepage thing for the matches, it does say at WWE Payback, blah 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 blah, with Kane's job at stake.
It does say that. You are correct.
Yeah, Fatal 4-Way. If Rollins does not retain, Kane will be fired. So yep, official. And I think that kind of just sells that Seth Rollins is retaining here. And you know what? I thought he was going to retain anyway, so that's not that much of a surprise. But I think this will be a good match. And I think that the only problem is going to be the fact that they'll probably overbook it. You'll have Roman Reigns. He has to look strong, but you can't screw up Orton. But Dean Ambrose is popular, so we can't just make him, explode TVs all over the place, and Seth Rollins has to win, and Kane's got to get involved at some point, which means Triple H probably will, and J&J Security probably will. It's going to be crazy.
The reason Dean Ambrose is in the match is so he can take the fall. I agree. They don't want to make anybody look bad, so they put Dean Ambrose in there. He's a fan favorite. They can afford to have him take the fall.
This damn salmon monster keeps showing up.
I'm not actually buying into that theory. I think Orton's taking the fall.
No, I think they're keeping Orton strong so they can put him against Reigns. I think that's going to be the big match going into SummerSlam is going to be Reigns versus Orton, babyface versus babyface.
Yeah, because that did so fucking well last time.
Well, back then Orton was the heel. Now he's the babyface.
No.
Yeah, fuck you too.
Now, I'm thinking that Roman Reigns spears Randy Orton or somebody like that, and then Rollins capitalizes or something crazy happens where, Rollins doesn't look that strong, but he wins.
To be fair, Tony, when doesn't Roman Reigns do a spear? That's all he does is spear after spear after spear. And then a Superman punch, and then another spear.
I must have missed that match where he did a dive over the ropes. I forgot he did that.
Don't forget that kick.
Or I must have thought it was someone else.
On the Samoan drop.
And I remember that time he tipped a table on a guy.
Remember that time he did a suplex?
So the Big Show is definitely screwing
Remember that time he went
somebody over.
That's right. Big Show could be a part of this too. Big Show hasn't been seen in a while.
Big Show knocks out bloody Roman Reigns.
Big Show comes out with his guns and shoots everyone. They should do that.
Maybe Big Show comes out and does something with Kane. I don't know. I think that's a possibility. Kane's going to do something with the Authority soon. Either he's going to have a title match against Seth Rollins or he's going to fight Big Show, I think.
Either way, Seth Rollins is staying.
No.
That ain't gonna happen, sport.
You guys think Rollins is losing?
No way. Rollins is going to retain the belt.
Nah, seriously though, I've got Seth winning this without a shadow of a doubt. I don't think Kane's actually going to play too much into it.
Why? He has in every other match for Seth Rollins.
Yeah, now his career's on the line.
No, I think outside of a brief distraction, he's there's not going to be any major consequences of Kane.
The Major Consequences of Kane. That sounds like an awesome book.
Ways to play bass for Major Consequences of Kane.
It sounds like it would be like the sequel to Atlas Shrugged, like some really long fucking political book.
Yeah, exactly.
Major Consequences of Kane, the documentary of Citizen Kane.
Just because his new persona is Consequences Kane. And he just come out in American flag shorts and boxing.
Dad, did Miguel laugh or was that Caleb? Because that was a total Miguel laugh.
No, but I'll take it.
I would love to see consequences, Kane.
He said consequences Craig.
I was going to say that,
South Park.
Consequences Creed is even better.
Well, I was going to say Creed, and then it made me think of the Creed movie that's coming out soon, so maybe Kane could be Creed in consequences. Oh, God. He would be involved in that a lot more, at the very least.
They could put him with our Truth, and they could be Truth and Consequences.
Truth and Consequences, Kane. Anybody think that the title's going to change hands here, though?
Nah.
No.
Nope.
That ain't me, do.
In about
Do we
that
even want to humor the idea of them reuniting the Shield, or do we not even want to mention it?
I have no faith in that happening whatsoever. I think
Me
that's
either.
total scuttlebutt.
Dead
Maybe
in the
Jeff
water.
Zone?
Could be Juffle Zone.
I agree with
Triple
Tony,
H.
and I agree with Tony's echo on Drew's end.
It's not my echo, I'm telling you that, dude. It ain't me.
It was me.
There's been so many times
it's
somebody
not-
said
it's
something that
not
makes me
true.
think of a song tonight.
You guys, it's not true.
You referencing something?
I can't recall. At least not anymore.
Well, if you want to call something, you can call 201-567-4211.
Or you can also call somebody's plants. You can talk to them.
Or somebody's mama.
Oh, man. So Seth Rollins, we kind of assumed that... Yeah, I kind of watched that the whole night. Seth Rollins... Seth Rollins is probably going to retain the title here, and I'm more interested in what's going to happen with the Elimination Chamber. They said that he's going to be defending the title, but they are not going to be doing that in an Elimination Chamber match. So who's he going to fight? Is that going to be Kane's spot, or is he going to get a singles match against one of the three people in this match? If so, kind of assuming maybe Dean Ambrose, maybe Roman Reigns, not so much Randy Orton, but... Money in the Bank will be very interesting, too, because I would assume, of course, Ambrose, Reigns, Orton, Kane, Big Show, a lot of these guys could potentially be in the Money in the Bank. Rusev could be as well, too. That's tough, man. This is going to be really confusing, and I hope WWE has a plan here, instead of just doing things on a whim. Fuck whims. So that'll do us in for Payback. Make sure you guys tell us what you think about all these matches. Go back, leave your comments on all the different avenues that you can. Be sure to check out the live coverage that we're going to be doing on smarkoutmoment.com during the pay-per-view Sunday night. You can chat alongside us doing that coverage with the chat sidebar. And, of course, next week we will go through everything with the review side and talk about all that other stuff too. But we have one more part to do in episode 182. We're going to do Fantasy League in part 12. Stay tuned.